My brother, this life is too sweet.
In the bustling city of Port Harcourt lived two young men named Chindu and Emeka. Their friendship was the kind people talked about with admiration. They met in secondary school when they were both 12 years old. Chindu was quiet, thoughtful, and hardworking. Emeka was outgoing, confident, and full of energy. They were different in many ways, yet they fit together perfectly. Wherever one went, the other followed. If Chindu bought food, Emeka ate with him. If Emeka got into trouble, Chindu defended him. During examinations, they studied together. During holidays, they spent time at each other's homes. Their parents became close. Their younger siblings grew up calling each other cousins. As the years passed, their friendship only grew stronger. When they gained admission into the university, fate smiled on them again. They were admitted into the same school and even lived in the same hostel. Students admired them. Those two are more like brothers than friends, people often said. Many wished they had a friendship like theirs. When Chindu's father died unexpectedly during their second year, Emeka stayed by his side throughout the burial period. He missed classes just to support him. Years later, when Emeka was involved in a serious motorcycle accident, Chindu slept on the hospital floor for nearly 2 weeks while helping him recover. They celebrated victories together and carried each other's burdens. After graduation, they started a small technology business. The company grew slowly at first. They had little money. There were days they could barely afford transportation. Sometimes they shared one meal, yet they never complained. "We'll make it together," Emeka would always say. "And when we do, nobody will separate us," Chindu would reply. The future looked bright. Within 5 years, their business became successful. They rented a large office. They employed workers. They bought cars. For the first time in their lives, money was no longer a problem. Everyone believed their friendship was unbreakable. Everyone was wrong. One rainy evening, a wealthy investor approached them with a massive opportunity. The investor wanted to buy 60% of their company for a huge amount of money. It was enough money to change their lives forever. Emeka loved the idea immediately. Chindu disagreed. "This company is our dream," Chindu argued. "We'll still own part of it," Emeka replied. "But we'll lose control." The first time in 15 years they could not agree. The disagreement lasted weeks, then months. Employees began noticing tension. Meetings became uncomfortable. The two friends who once finished each other's sentences barely spoke. One day, during an important board meeting, Emeka voted in favor of the deal without informing Chindu beforehand. The decision shocked everyone, especially Chindu. After the meeting, he confronted Emeka. "You betrayed me. I did what was best for the company. You did what was best for yourself." Those words landed like a slap. Neither apologized. The friendship cracked. Soon after, Chindu resigned and sold his shares. Emeka remained with the company. The separation was painful. Families who had once celebrated together stopped visiting one another. Mutual friends chose sides. Years passed. Neither man reached out. People who knew them could hardly believe what had happened. The friendship everyone envied had become a distant memory. But life had one more surprise waiting. 7 years later, Chindu's daughter became seriously ill. Doctors diagnosed a rare heart condition. The surgery required a huge amount of money. Although Chindu had started another business, he could not raise enough funds quickly. He tried everything: loans, friends, relatives. Nothing worked. One evening,
"Sir, your daughter's surgery has been fully paid for."
Chindu stared at her. "What? The payment was completed this afternoon. There must be a mistake." "There isn't. Paid." The nurse handed him an envelope. His hands trembled as he opened it. Inside was a short note. It read, "A friendship like ours should never end because of money. Save your daughter. We can talk later." There was no signature. None was needed. He knew exactly who had written it: Emeka. For several minutes, Chindu could not speak. The surgery was successful. His daughter survived. 3 weeks later, Chindu drove to Emeka's office, the same office they had built together years earlier. When Emeka walked into the reception area and saw him standing there, both men froze. Neither knew what to say. Years of pride stood between them. Then Chindu spoke. "Why did you do it?" Emeka smiled weakly. "Because she's your daughter. You owed me nothing." "No." Emeka's eyes filled with tears. "I owed you everything." Silence followed. The kind of silence that carries years of regret. Finally, Emeka said softly, "You know something funny?" "What?" "I never wanted us to stop being friends." "Neither did I." Both men laughed sadly, then they cried, not because they were weak, but because they had lost 7 years to pride. As they sat talking for hours, old memories returned, the school days, the hospital visits, the dreams, the sacrifices, the brotherhood. Then Emeka revealed something Chindu never expected. "I need to tell you the truth." "Truth?" "The investor deal." "What about it?" "I was wrong." Chindu looked surprised. Emeka continued, "You were right. The company eventually stopped feeling like ours. Every year I wished I had listened to you." For years, Chindu had imagined winning that argument. Yet hearing those words brought no satisfaction, only sadness for the time they had lost. That day they made a promise. Never again would money, success, ego, or pride come between them. Months later, they launched a foundation together to support children needing life-saving medical treatment. People once again saw them side by side, older, wiser, more grateful. One afternoon, a young journalist asked them the secret behind their friendship.
It isn't about never fighting. It's about remembering that some people are more valuable than being right.
And from that day onward, their friendship became even stronger than before. Not because it had never been broken, but because it had survived being broken.